Give me a shout. And we'll do that. All right, so take a second, jump onto here. I'm going to get caught up a little bit. This is Kyla's random data.
I can eat one. I don't mind eating cookies.
All right, Kyla, there's you. Average of 5.2, that's pretty good for randomly picking numbers between 1 and 10.
Look at that.
The number you said the most is 4.
Yep.
I mean, it's pretty close. Yeah, I just said, hey, pick a, like, give me a random number between 1 and 10. Just shout it out. So this is Kyla's data. And you're pretty close to like the probability of you randomly picking numbers 1 to 10.
Yeah.
You pretty much pick them pretty like statistically like the way you randomly would. Like if you just like opened up an app and said pick a number 1 to 10, it's going to do it randomly.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good sample. Lowest was 1, highest was 10. The middle one 4.5. So when we got to like numbers 15 and 16, it was a 4 and a 5. That's pretty good. That's crazy. Yeah, instead of 7.5, 7.75. That's awesome. What's up, Aiden? Between your 10th number and your 20th number, I guess, something like that. Here's the sequence chart. So you are in 31. I mean, you can say wherever you, because I think Riley was in 17, so we got to keep her there. Unless I'm mistaken, where were you?
I was sitting right there.
Then let me move that stuff so you can stay there. 27, that's what the number is, not, oh, because it goes this way.
My God.
No, you're good. Nice. So yeah, jump into here. And I just want to show you how to really, really easily make these two graphs. And then if you still need to go back and make this stem leaf, I'll help you do that. If you want to start getting to the point where you're making some conclusions, awesome. The thing that I would love for you to do is like get rid of that ugly looking highlighter yellow and make it look however you want. Whenever you're ready, like whenever it's all done, you can get kind of customized by the end. And I tried to break it down so it was pretty obvious right on canvas what to do and by when. Okay, and so you're going to see when we get all this stuff done, I'm going to break it down in Infinite Canvas by these parts because they're all worth different amounts. So you know like what you did and what you didn't do. I have not gotten up to the point where I've looked back to see if parts 1 through 4 are done yet. Okay, I would love to have gotten to there. If you're not there yet, you have more work to do than people have. But I will take it all as long as it's in by Thursday. Okay, now let me ask you guys this. Does anybody need copies of old stuff because they still have some missings from before the project? Because you can just come grab copies right here. Okay, come help yourself. If you need like lesson 1 and 2 or 3, 4, and 5 or whatever it is, they're all. Okay, let's do it. Super, super, super easy to make these two graphs, the histogram and the modified box plot. Okay, to do it, you just have to select the data that you have in column B. So B6, and then scroll down until you get it all. Do this with me if you haven't done it yet. So grab all your data in column B. Once you grab all of that, we are going to insert. Okay, so all of your data is grabbed in column B, not even like just B6 through B35 or however many you've got, B6 through whatever, and then we're going to insert a chart. Click on the insert option in the menu at the top, scroll down to chart, press OK. Now it's going to randomly guess which chart it thinks you want. It might have done a scatter plot, it might have done a line graph, you might have been lucky and grabs like a histogram. Now, if it didn't give you that one, if it didn't give you one that looks like that, go over to the side here where it says chart editor, click the drop down for the chart type and find the one that looks like a histogram. And it should say, as you hover over it, histogram chart. Does anybody need anything up to that point? Because you're not there. Haven't gotten it.
I'm there, but chart looks a little weird.
It's just your data. That's okay, because they're all kind of lumps close together. You can change, perhaps, and we'll do this just you and me. We'll change maybe how wide the bars are so that it's looking more at like just like the 18, like the first half of the 1800s versus the second half, or we can break it down into smaller groups. But that's okay too. That one's okay. It's just not as good of an example as to how things are distributed. That's all. Okay, and then you can go on the side and customize it. Okay, now chart style is exactly what we just did, but you can change the background color. That would be kind of cool. Change that to be whatever you want. Okay, you can change what kind of font you have. I don't know. Let's go Mr. Roboto. Whatever, do whatever you want. Chart border color, you can change that to be whatever you want. Little parts. Like it. It is a histogram. So bucket size. Those are different options for you. So you can kind of click through that and see what you like. Like, do you want 25? Oh, that looks weird. Do I want 5 of them? No, that doesn't seem right. What they're talking about is what this range is down here. How big is your bucket? 1 is always a good choice, as long as there's not too many. Remember, we want at least 5 bars, but no more than 10. So play around with your customize in the histogram. For me, it's like choosing between 2 and 1, because my numbers are pretty close together. I'm going to go with 1 because it just tells a better story of what I've got going on. So like, here's all my 1s, here's all my 2s, my 3s, my 4s, my 5s. I have just numbers 1 through 10. You're good. Okay, definitely go in and change the title. Histogram of copy of order the data. Tell me what it is. Like, what is your question, right? I was randoms 1 through 10 because that's what she just looked about. Okay, and mess with that formatting however you want. I'm just going to center my title up. But whatever it is, like, okay, I'm doing, points per game in the NBA. I'm doing top 30 songs of 2020. I'm doing, whatever, number of shoes in my closet, whatever. Give that thing a title. Again, change to be whatever you want. Mess with the customization in any way that you like. You can change the color of the bars itself. Let's see if I get something nice with that dark blue. What about like a red? Oof, it's bright. I like it. Okay, and so just play with that, right? Just kind of go down all those drop downs and make it look however you want. Make it look however you want. All right, legend. That's just the stuff on the side if you had one. I don't have a legend, so that's okay. Horizontal axis. I'm going to give it a look to see if there's anything that I like. And here's where you can adjust your mins and your maxes, Aiden. This is a perfect spot for you. When you get to horizontal axis, you can change where it starts and where it ends. So if you have a bunch of empty space on your ends, then get rid of that. Because if I went from like 3 to 8, I just lost all that data. But going, I don't know, like negative 10 to 10, what's the point in doing that, right? Get all of this wasted space because you don't have any numbers over there. So for me, it made a whole lot of sense to be like 0 to 10 or 1 to 10. It was 1 to 10, so we don't need the zeros. Let's go with that. Okay. Again, just playing around with it. Make it look however you want. Vertical axis, same thing. Play with it. Make it look however you want. It should automatically set it up pretty nice for you, but that's up to you. And then grid lines, whatever you want it to look like. All the customization features, all you have to do is go to that customize tab and click your way through all those drop-downs. Then put it wherever you want. I'm gonna just grab it and slide it over to right below where my stem and leaf is gonna be. But it should just be sitting on top somewhere. Don't have any outliers. Okay, make it as big or as small as you want. And then I'll make it just a little bit smaller so it fits in the box. You're the data. How cool is that? So special. Questions at home about that? That looks great. Yeah, much, much better. And it's nice that you have that in there. Yeah, that's cool. Go ahead, Kaylin.
I messed on my Google sheet,
Okay.
and now it has like 3 different boxes where my conclusion is supposed to go. And I've written this conclusion like 3 times, and then it keeps on disappearing.
Let's see. Then maybe don't put it in that yellow box if that yellow box is causing you a whole bunch of issues. Because I see your histogram, I see your box plot. I don't know, it's like there is a bunch of, it's like you have like these 3 boxes. Put it wherever you want. I don't care where you put it. Maybe this. Let me, can I do something to it real quick?
Yeah.
Let's make it like this big. And you should be able to just type right in there. Now you may have to click, like not necessarily like double click. Oh, well, if you double click in the box, you should be able to just start typing. Like
Okay.
click out and then double click in and you should be able to type, but just make sure you press enter because that will save it.
Well, I tried pressing enter and the last time, and it would just like, put it really far down, and then when I pressed undo, it would disappear.
Okay, so let me center you up. Okay, now just like type in something and press enter just so we can see that it saves. There you go. And that it'll just always be centered right in the middle. So no matter how much you write, it'll just center itself up.
Okay.
And if you need more space than that, we can merge more cells together to give you more space. But that should be good.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What's up, Steve? Yeah. Yeah. I was going to do it with histogram. I'm going to show you exactly. All right. I was just confused. But you're good with the histogram? Good. You want to see it? Sure.
It's the data.
But that's what it is.
Right.
It's skewed. That's just what we got. So what we know is that you got these cities that are way more dense. It's like even like the other top 20 cities, right? So it's like, and it's and like there's part of your conclusion, right? Is I can look at my histogram, and because it's got this tail on the left, it tells me that the ones that are like really densely populated are way more populated than the others.
Should I include that it's per square mile?
So you said population density and not just population. And so that's like, is the clue that I go going to be per something? But it could be per square mile, square kilometer, right? So you might want to include that somewhere. Yeah. You can put that like as part of your title on your histogram or on your box plot or something. Yeah. Huh? No, I'm good. Zelda Grant won the Super Bowl squares that we did, and so this morning she bought 3 dozen donuts for us. So I'm good on sweets for breakfast. Yeah. Yeah. But thank you. You make cookies in the morning, so they're nice and fresh. All right, are we ready to do box plots? Super quick. Ready? All right. This one's really nice too. If you go down to right here,
Right there.
click on that. You got to click in the first box. You got to do this with me so that it looks the way you want. Okay, go to that link right there. And it's going to do all of the work for us. We just need to tell it what we need. So let me zoom out a little bit. Okay, so this is just a really nice applet that does all of the drawing out the box plot for you. We just have to give it the data. And so the about just tells you like who's doing it and where it all comes from. We want to go to data upload. So click on that next tab right there. And what you'll see is we are looking at just sample data. This is somebody else's data. I don't want that. I want my own. I want to make sure that I use my stuff from column B. So I'm going to instead paste the data. And if you click on that circle next to paste data, it's going to act like there's a box down here and it wants you to do that pasting. Well, then I better copy my numbers and paste them in. So if you go back to your data, it doesn't even matter if you use column A or column B, wherever your numbers are, but just go grab them. Copy, so Control C or Command C on a Mac. And then in that box right there, paste it. And there it is. There's all your data. You shouldn't have to do anything else for it to get all of your numbers. Okay, so data upload, paste the data. As soon as it goes in, as soon as you paste it, boom, you should have one nice column there. Then click the next tab, data visualization. Now, a lot of box plots are drawn vertically, and that's fine. But we've been drawing box plots horizontally. So if you scroll down, you'll see on the left side that vertical is selected. You can click on horizontal, and I'll just turn it sideways for you. And there it is. I don't have any outliers, so that's why I don't have any dots or X's. But there's my box plot. And I just need to get that into my Google Sheet. There's a bunch of ways to do it. You can take a screenshot. You can take a screen grab. Or you can just download the PDF. And there it is. There's my box plot as a PDF. However you want to do it, I don't care. Okay. And if I go back to my sheet, I want to now insert that. Now, if you want to insert an image, you're going to have to turn that thing into an image. So like for me, I got to like download this. Let's see if I can save it. I think it's probably easier. I don't know how to do screenshots on a PC. I mean, I can print screen. But then what do I do? I'm so used to working on Macs now, I forgot how to use a PC. But get that image however you want. And get it in there. Let's see. I wonder if I do this. Image in cell. By URL? That could work. So if we, so there's, but that's not really a URL. That's just looking at the download. That's the PDF. Here, let's play. Let's see what happens. Insert image and cell. Let's see if it'll let me do it. Click on the box plot. Yeah, it's not supported because that's not, it's a PDF. Because I would just Shift Control 4 and it would just become a picture if I was on a Mac, but I'm not. Where does my print screen go when I print screen? I don't know. But however you want to get it in there, get it in there. Is it EPS, SVG? I would love it to be just like a PNG or a JPEG or something.
You just like, I don't know if it works on Apple computers, but you can just like name it whatever .jpeg.
I was thinking about that. If I went back to like
if you dragged it onto your desktop. I got it in that way.
save as boxplot.jpg, something like that. Okay. So there's that. Yeah, it doesn't like that. Because if I was, that's just so, there's no Mac so well enough. What if I printed it, saved it to Google Drive? Probably sitting.
It says convert graphic file types using preview window on Mac. So.
Right, if on a Mac, I always just, I would just screen grab it, I'd move it to preview, and I would just save it, and it would just sit on my desktop.
Does it not do that on this one?
No. Let me try something. So now it's sitting there, but that's probably sitting there. Oh, now it's a photo, now it's a PNG. Here we go. Now it should work. Let's see. Back to Chrome. Right there, insert image in cells or on it, doesn't matter. Upload it. There's my files, JPEG. Oh, it's on my desktop. Download, open, voila. Ta-da! There we go. So once I downloaded it as a PDF, I grabbed it. I think. What did I do? I forget. Oh, I grabbed this. Nope. I don't know. It was magic the first time. Maybe not even downloading it. Maybe just from the original. Yeah, there we go. Right from the website itself. You don't even have to download it. Grab it, slide it onto your desktop, and there it is. And make it as big or as small as you want. It's in a cell for me. I can make it left aligned. I can make all this bigger. Or if you want to insert it, hey, go away. Insert the image over the cell, then you can move it around a little bit easier. Voila. Now you can put it anywhere you want. So there you go. That's how it's done. Questions at home? Is there anything I can look at for you?
Can you help me put in a screenshot for it? Because when I tried inserting a PDF file, it just said that it wasn't able to do it.
Yeah, so the PDF is not going to work. Are you on a Mac or PC, Jack?
I'm on a Mac.
Okay, so when you take your screenshot, it should open it up, right?
Yeah.
It'll kind of drop it in the corner, like double click so it opens it up.
Okay.
And then on the right-hand side, what should happen once you open that up is it should have that that box with the arrow pointing up next to the trash button.
Oh, that sure. Yeah, that sure thing.
So open it in preview.
Okay, it's open.
And then Command S to save it.
Okay.
And then call it whatever you want. Put it on your desktop or anywhere you want. Because now the format should automatically be PNG.
Yep.
And once you put it somewhere, then you can go back to your sheet and you can upload an image and just go find that image.
Okay, awesome. Thank you.
There you go. Yep. Anybody else at home that wants some guidance? Because I want this done today. I want these 2 graphs done today.
Could you just like take a look at mine really quick?
I'd love to. Okay, cool. Topic looks good. Question looks good. Website's right there. There's the data. No outliers. Cool. Nice. Stem and leaf looks pretty good. The only thing that we have to do with your stem and leaf, let's see, 80. So you have 2 80s, okay, and 81, 2 82s, and 83, and 86. Oh yeah, your list does go on. Okay, good. So that looks good. Histogram looks great because why start at 0? You started at 80. I love that. That's pretty smart. And I don't mind that your box plot's vertical. That looks good. If you wanted to rotate the box plot, that would just happen. Way down there, you see that box that says vertical, and the option says vertical versus horizontal, and you can pick horizontal, but you don't have to. Vertical is just fine. The nice part about it all being horizontal is because your histogram's horizontal, and then your box plot's horizontal, and they should kind of link up a little bit. But I'm good either way. I'm okay if you leave it like that. And you started to write a conclusion in there. Nice. Bree, the only thing that maybe you could add to your conclusion would be to talk a little bit more about how the numbers are organized. And what I mean by that is looking at your histogram, you see how there's most of your data is between 80 and 85 and then 85 and 90?
Yeah.
Versus you only had a couple hundreds, you only had a couple between 95 and 100. I would just say stuff like that, kind of leading you to the conclusion that the movies that are above 95 really kind of stand alone. But there's only 5, 6, there's only 7 of them that are above a 95.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, when I see data that is right skewed like that, that's where the tail would be. If we drew that density curve, the tail would be on the right-hand side. That means that there aren't as many up towards the top.
Yeah.
And so it makes me think that those movies are significantly better because they did get that higher rating.
Okay.
If there were a bunch of 95s and a bunch of 97s and a bunch of 98s, then I wouldn't necessarily trust that they're really all that good. That kind of thought process a little bit. But other than that, it's good. I like it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And then customize it. Get rid of the yellow, weird backgrounds. Just make it look a little better to look at. So play around with however you want that to look.
Okay.
And Mr. Rosen?
Yeah.
When I do go to insert, I go to image, and then I go to image and cell, and then I do end up finding it on my desktop. But when I click insert, it loads, but then nothing happens. It just
don't do image in cells. Do image over the cells instead.
Okay.
That might help. Right there, Chris. Abby, I just replied to your email. Okay, so check that out. All right, okay, so we'll do it. All right, so what you gotta do is so nice. So go back to your column B and like copy, like select all the data. Like clicking and drag so you go B6 all the way down. Now go to insert and then chart. And it's just gonna guess which kind. We might be Histogram, we might have to change it. Oh, Histogram. There it is. And so this chart editor along the side here, like click on customize and customize whatever you want. Change the color, change the title. Because right now the title is copy and order the data. All right. So mess around with like with each drop down and just maybe look however you want. Yeah. So it's because you inserted it into the cell rather than over the cell. So if that drives you crazy, then delete it.
Works though, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. And go back to insert. That's because it's a cell. I have merged all of these cells together. See? Let's click that.
It still won't move.
No, it's not going to move because it's just you have highlighted the background with the paint. You are like dumping a paint can worth of stuff. There you go. So you can make it look however you want. So when I insert stuff like pictures, I always do it over cells rather than in them because then I can resize it, I can move it around, and the cells just exist in the background. Nice. Good. Yeah, and so for you, I would probably do like, I don't know, like each stem could be like, since you have 4-digit numbers, your stems would be like the first 2 digits, and then each leaf would just be the last digit. Now, you're probably not going to have very many leaves, but you do have like some 1910s, right? And so you would have like 191 as a stem, and then 0, 0, 0 to show that the 3 things that happened. Nice.
0, 0, 0.
So like, takes a little while. But once you have all this, but like, because you have the formulas in there, you already have, like, it will be pretty quick. So if you have some time to do research, like that's where all of the time. Just keep me in the loop, but let's make progress like every day, even if it's just a little bit.
You did it.
Woo!
So,
Thoughts?
can I change?
Of course.
The missing thing, the data is just not.
Okay.
Like everything I've like looked up is just not.
Can we do a soccer related thing though? Can we just change, like, if you want, or you can do something totally
But
different.
I was thinking, I should check out a really good idea, like doing like good things, like the highest, high speed, within speed.
Okay,
Like, hurricanes.
sure. I love weather stuff.
And then you do like 30 different hurricanes.
Weather is awesome. Like the 30. Are you gonna do like the 30 most recent ones, or do you want to do like the 30 highest ones?
Probably the 30 highest.
So let's see if we can find it. So, yeah. Like I would look up like hurricane data. Like start there.
Yeah.
Like craziest hurricane or something.
Like something along the line.
Yeah. Now we might need more space to do it. I don't know. But because, and you can lump them together. Like you could just have like 17, 19, 22, 27, 29. You don't necessarily, it doesn't have to be 3 and 1. It can be 2 and 2. Absolutely.
Like for the repeats, I just like keep putting the
You
same.
just repeat it however many times it happens. Yep. Take attendance while you guys are here. Let me also make sure I got you guys in the right seats. Gian, you got a 9 on your desk, right?
Yeah.
Sweet. 7, Trey 13, Riley's not here. Emily 21. Okay.
It shows the 5 different hurricanes.
That's, yeah.
It's like
Weather info can be a little morbid for sure. But just like include wind speed in your Google search.
Yeah.
So go back to that one. Go back to like where you got the first one. Now
1990.
grab it there.
Killed over 8,000, 12,000 people. It's like it's 8 people. Oh, I remember that.
Here, because you did it, let me do it just from my end. Because I can do that really quickly. So if I go, let's see.
It's like not.
That's fine.
Hey, but I think it's the
Let's
same thing.
Let's do this. Let me see if I can find yours. And then copy it. Go to here. Data upload. Paste it. Visualize. Right there. Is that what yours looks like, Chris? Yeah. Like that one? The 0.67? Boom, drop it right there. That. And then insert image over cells. That one. And there it is. Now you can mess with it. What's up? Sure. Now we're done a little early. I think we're done in like 5 minutes. So get yourself to a decent point. So what'd you find, Kyle?
This right here. Oh, where'd it go?
Hey Rosie, is there like a certain spot to turn it in?
No, because all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through everybody just one by one, and I'm just gonna like look that you shared it with me. So the fact that you've shared it with me means you're good to go.
Okay.
So you're all set. If you're done, then you're done, and your tomorrow just got a whole lot easier. Crazy hurricane data. Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you look up like hurricanes wind speed? I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Scroll a little bit. Let's see what we get. Maybe. Oh, there we go. Strong.
Hey, Rosie,
Yeah.
is it okay if we talk after class?
Of course. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
No problem. Does that do it?
Kinda.
I bet there's got to be a list somewhere. Keep going.
There's-
The scale. So just like those are the categories.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. There's the 18 strongest.
Oh, all these.
But that's only 18. So that's a good start. Still need 30 though to get good worthwhile data. So something along those lines should get there. Love it. Perfect. I'll just make some conclusions about like what does the data tell you about the discovery of these species? Like when was the golden age of discovering in the 19th and 20th century? And why, right? You see all those like 1910 ones? That's Darwin on the Galapagos Islands, discovering species. Like, that's why you had 3 of them in 1910, including Komodo dragon. So kind of making those links between the history and the numbers. Why did this happen? Oh, because Darwin went to a kind of a native-only land that really didn't have any contact with the outside world. The Galapagos Islands are fascinating, right? So,
That
okay, nice. So like a nice collection of so the majority of American states have between a 9 and a 14% poverty rate in a big way. But there are some outliers.
and I figured it out.
I love it. So now connect the actual visuals that you have, what your topic is. Say those things. US states over here, and stuff like that, and a state like Arkansas, whatever, right? Whatever, Mississippi. I had a feeling that it was in that section of the country. Yeah, there's a lot of
Jacob's all fucked up.
Generations of impoverished families that have just not been able to get of your stuff. Sometimes we're born. This is why you're born into poverty.
Or even parts of the city,
Yeah.
where you live now, it's not exactly where you live, but where I. When I was back in it, it's a whole different place.
Yeah, when we bought a house, we were
There's
You think it is? Yeah.
No.
They're
This is like Smoky Hill Aurora.
Yeah,
This is not like Mississippi and Buckley Aurora.
That's where I live.
explode.
I live on Buckley. But the Target, right there, and the Lowe's and all that. It's not really on the
Weird pockets.
right side. And it was.
I get updates from next door all the time about my car just got stolen.
Well, and still has a sound like a mess house.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember we were looking to buy a house before we actually bought this house. And we rolled up to this house with our real estate agent, and we looked up, and it was security camera here, security camera here. And I was like, this is sketchy. But we're here, whatever, let's go check it out. We go down to the basement, and there's this door, and it's just locked. I'm like, this is a grow house. Okay, cool. Let's move on. So, they are growing and dealing at this. So. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. Get this done.
Thank you.